Hey, shalom, family. Good evening. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Peace and blessings to you and your households. Uh, Sorry about the delay, and sorry about this impromptu and the lateness. But we were having a conversation about this ongoing thing, this ongoing panic, known as the coronavirus. So we just wanted to have a little chat with you all about it. So let's kind of get into it. What is it? What's going on in the news, and what's the I guess the effect of it? But, it's creating more of a pandemic, so to speak. Then does it really affect us? What should we do? And we know, as Brother Elijah had mentioned when he was speaking with us earlier, um, this is what we should do. This is our business. Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 2. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So, in all reality, that's how we should be concerned with it. Um, just keeping the commandments, and that should be our focus. Nothing more, nothing less. In fact, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13 states, right? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of man. So that's, again, that should be our whole focus. Another scripture in Wisdom of Solomon.
I'll get
Chapter,
it for you.
yeah, chapter 16 and verse 12.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things.
So that's not neglecting to go to the doctor. If you must go to the doctor, please seek health. Um, but it is the word of the Most High that heals us, heals all things. Right. We actually looked a few numbers, and just to put them, and just to share them with you. This is just a simple few minutes chat with you all, and let's share them. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, they are on the screen now. They'll be transitioning now. So worldwide, right? The COVID-19 coronavirus, right? Worldwide, there are about 85,000 cases, right? And there are around 2,900 deaths. The recovered, don't know exactly what it stands for, but here's what I can uh, give you. So they are reported that throughout the world. 2,923. And it is broken down by countries. Obviously, with China leading the way with 47 of them. So hopefully you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So now let's bring some numbers as well from other things that perhaps you might be tracking, or you might not be tracking, right? Because this coronavirus is, this is the new thing. It's a new thing. It's something, a pandemic. It's an outbreak. Okay. Let's see something other than the coronavirus. This article says keep on your feet, preventing older adult falls. Falls are common and costly, especially among Americans aged 65 and older, but falls are preventable and do not have to be an inevitable part of aging. Every second of every day, an older adult 65 plus suffers a fall in the U.S., making falls the leading cause of injury and injury death in this age group. 1 out of 4 older adults will fall each year in the United States, making falls a public health concern, particularly among the aging population. Facts about older adult falls. 30 million older adults fall each year, resulting in about 30,000 deaths. That's about 10 times as much as the coronavirus has killed worldwide. Each year, 3 million older adults are treated for a fall injury. 1 out of every 5 adults causes serious injuries, such as a broken bone or a head injury. Each year, at least 300,000 older people are hospitalized for hip fractures. More than 95% of hip fractures are caused by falling, usually by falling sideways. Women fall more often than men and account for 3/4 of all hip fractures. So those are just regular numbers. But just keep in mind that 30,000 people, 30,000 older adults dying, and this is about in the United States, from falls. It's about 10 times as much as the coronavirus is claimed worldwide. And this is just here in the United States. Okay, let's get one more. This is a common one. Flu shot better than last year despite tough season for kids. This article was written in February 21st of this year. Despite enduring 2 waves of viruses during the 2019-2020 flu season, new estimates from the Center for Disease Control, CDC, and Prevention indicate that the vaccine is relatively good match for this year's flu strains. While we won't have exact figures until after the flu season is over, the 2019-2020 vaccine is estimated to be 45% effective overall and 55% effective in children. In comparison, the 2018-2019 flu vaccine was roughly 29% effective. Despite those encouraging numbers, this season's flu has been particularly hard on children, with 13 kids dying this week and 105 having died since the beginning of flu season, according to CDC estimates released Friday. During recent flu seasons, deaths among children have ranged from 37 to 187. And I'll read right here. In general, influenza B is more common in children, while influenza A, also called H1N1, remember that, is more commonly seen in older adults, according to Dr. Jessica Grayson, an assistant professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. So far, 16,000 people have died and 280,000 have been hospitalized during the 2019-2020 flu season, according to preliminary estimates from the CDC. The flu season began early this year and took off aggressively, added Schaffner. It began prominently in the southeastern states but quickly spread. So far, there is no sign that the momentum of the annual epidemic is slowing. The majority of states, as well as New York City and Puerto Rico, are seeing high flu activity. Now, one of the real and main reasons, right? I want to share another quick article with you all. Dow slides over 3,500 points in worst week since financial crisis. That what this is all about, brothers and sisters. Money. That's what this is all about. Creating a crisis and profiting off of it. That's what our enemies only care about. Okay. Stocks maintained decline on Friday after Federal Chair Powell issued a statement indicating that policymakers are ready to act if the coronavirus fallout continues. Meaning the 3,000 people that have died worldwide, accordingly. So what about the 16,000 that have died from the flu here in the United States? How about the 30,000 that have died from the older people, 30,000 older people, elder people that have died from falls.
Right. Right.
So, does the stock market react to that? Because those are facts. So, I mean, it's just something that we wanted to share with you quickly, and bring it to your attention. Because these are actual numbers, right? The fundamentals of the U.S. economic remain strong. However, the coronavirus poses evolving risks to economic activity. The Federal Reserve is closely monitoring developments and their implications for the economic outlook. We will use our tools and act as appropriate to support the economy, he said. We just want you all to be aware of what this is all about. Big tactic and manipulation. Because we don't benefit off of it. And while we were having a discussion, who do we owe the most money to? I mean, what country? China.
China.
So what better way to control them than creating an epidemic? They created an epidemic and labeling them, but labeling the Chinese, to be in the forefront. So that's something that we were talking and discussing. And if you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, that remember that document I sent y'all in regards to the creation of the coronavirus and how it was said probably in 1981.
Right. In Wuhan, right.
In Wuhan, where it actually originated from. It's
Right.
not a coincidence. None of these things are coincidental. Get Psalms 83. I want you to understand something, man. Our oppressor is trying to regulate two things: our lives, the life and death of the Israelites, and trade or economics. Those two things are important to this people. All right. So if he can kill two birds with one stone, he'll do it. If they can kill two birds with one stone, they'll do it, man. Okay. Let's go to Psalms real quick. Psalms 83.
You want Psalms 83?
Yeah, man. We're gonna keep it light. We're gonna keep it.
Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So the enemies of God have begun to make a tumult and lifted up the head. Okay, the head of those established as the honored on the earth of the Most High God, the Prince of the power of God. That's the head that was lifted up, right? We know.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
So these people, our enemies, have taken counsel against us and consulted against us, right? What does counsel? It says crafty counsel and consultation have in common. It all entails research. Okay, they do their diligent searches. They do their due diligence to gain intel on any and every situation. Right? So I happen to work at a place called Merck Pharmaceuticals, and I was privy to their processes and how they develop medicines and things of that nature. And they would take elements from the periodic table or minerals and things of that nature, and they would combine them to make billions and billions of concoctions. And then they would test them. They would test them on animals. They would test them on rats, monkeys, whatever. Okay, those images that we see of those labs and things like that, they would do testing to see what these concoctions were good for. Okay, and what we don't understand is a lot of these things that were created, i.e., Corona or whatever they want to call it, because I thought Corona was a beer. Okay, you drink it with lime, but however they want to call it, they have patents and things for these different diseases. So you mean to tell me companies that create the cure for these diseases also own patents for them? Something ain't right there. So in all actuality, what are they doing? They're creating these things so that they can regulate and move and deal with people and nations however they feel to push their agenda. In this case, what Brother Habakkuk was showing was as many cases like old people falling, dying more than damn Corona. But the coronavirus is the topic of discussion around the whole earth. Oh, it's an epidemic. Well, how about the 65-year-old that just fell in the tub? And that's a consistent number of deaths, more consistent than a virus that was created by man. Because that's who created it. Okay. But they've sat and they've consulted to take counsel to bring forth different illnesses, sicknesses, and things of that nature, and introduce those into the environments. Okay, introduce those into the environments after they've done their testing. Why y'all think that's for? Why y'all think the reasoning behind it is? Because we read that book in 1981, that Dean Koontz book. What is it? The Eyes of Darkness, and that fake psychic Sylvia Brown. Okay, she made the something. She put it in the air that in the year 2020, the virus that we know as the coronavirus, she gave the symptoms and all that stuff. All that came to pass. Okay, how they know about these things? All these think tanks and all these people that are taking this crafty counsel to bring these things forth, mainly our oppressor. Okay. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
So they've done their research. They know how to kill us. They know how to kill us real well. Keep us in sin and give us the tools we need to kill ourselves. They know that. Okay? They know this. That's already it's a no-brainer to them. Okay? Bring forth diseases. When the women have children to control the population, let's cut the womb in such a way that she can only hold one or two other children in her womb, so she can't have a big family. Okay, you'll read about that in medical apartheid. All right, all the surgeries and all the scientific studies started on us. It was mad scientists taking and breaking our legs and sewing our private areas and sewing our mouths shut. All those atrocities. Science is based upon what they did to us to learn science. Okay, we were the frog. You know how you sit in science class? It's a frog you got to dissect. We was that frog. Okay, none of this stuff is new. So don't get scared. Everybody rocking their white masks and all this other stuff. You got a better chance of falling and dying than to get the coronavirus, man. Everybody's so damn scared. Why? Because Esau controls the media. They control the narrative. So that's all you see. That's what you fear. All right, come on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So these are the things that through research, they were able to say, okay, let's consider how we can cut them off from being a nation. So I'm showing the comparison, how deep they think, right? So in doing so, they turn around and say, okay, how can we control the economy? How can we control the minds of the people? How how can we control the educational system? Although China, we owe debt to them, how can we control China? Remember, it was just embargoes and trade agreements that was removed from them. So we was war with them, beefing with them. Now all of a sudden, it's a virus. You gotta stay away from China. You gotta get away from them. Remember, Daryl Morey made that statement. The basketball GM, he made the statement about the protests and stuff that was going on over there, and the NBA caught a lot of flack. And then they try to fix it up and brush it on the rug. China is real tension between China and the U.S. Okay, and the master of population control has been over there, Bill Gates and all of them. All right, but one thing we ain't got to worry about, man, is getting these viruses and diseases and all this other stuff, man. It might don't even affect us. Like what was that, Ebola or something like that?
Right.
They put that Ebola out. They said, "Nah, it don't affect black people." You know what happened after that? 2 days later, they had a damn cure.
Yeah, the cure.
Hey, I ain't seen the cure be developed so fast in my life. 2 days later, hey, we got the cure. It don't affect black people?
It don't affect them.
Oh, no people of color? Damn. All right, we got a cure. Go and pump that cure out. Man, pass the cure, nigga. Hey, that's how it be. Where we at?
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot.
So this is the establishment of think tanks to do what? To be against us. Remember, in the book of Exodus, didn't Pharaoh, the one that knew not Joseph, didn't he have the same think tank? Didn't he have the same council to try to do away with us? So it's not a far-fetched idea that countries or nations will come together in general, collectively, to bring something forth. Think about who has a lot to gain. Think about the stock market that went down. When the stock market crashed, that's the best time to buy.
That's the best time to buy.
Now it's going back up. Somebody's getting rich.
Real rich.
It's all about buying, selling, trade. When you read Revelations 13, let's go to Revelation 13 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Revelation 13 and start at verse read verse 5.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 5. And there was
matter of fact, start at verse 1.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
So upon those heads was the name of blasphemy. Okay? Upon those heads were the names of blasphemy. 7 heads, the 7 ruling powers, the 10 horns, the 10 common markets. That's true. Everybody want to discredit it. That's what it is. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6.
No, verse 4.
Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
So they worshiped the dragon that gave these beasts the power. Who's that dragon?
Esau.
Is the dragon Esau or is it Satan?
Oh, Satan.
It says they worshiped the dragon that gave power to the beast. Read on. And
they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast?
Then they worship the beast and say, who is like this beast? Who's as powerful as this beast? Come on.
Who is able to make war with him?
Who's able to go to war with this guy? Who's able to go to war with this beast? Come on.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy.
What was given to this beast, brother?
A mouth.
What's the mouth called today?
Social media.
Social media, okay. Media,
Christianity.
period. Okay, it's not just social media like Facebook and MySpace and Instagram and TikTok. It's all media. That's the mouth giving it to him. With the words, this beast has power. Read on.
There was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
Come on.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Jump down, verse 17.
Verse 17. And that no man might buy
16,
or...
I'm sorry, 16.
16. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand.
So he caused all these nations to receive a mark in their right hand. Okay, come on.
Or in their foreheads.
Or in their foreheads. So they had to be in agreement. Okay, by covenant. Okay, in their hearts, with their right hand or in their foreheads. Come on.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark.
So no man might buy and sell, save he that had the mark. So that buying and selling is an agenda that's being pushed by the beast. And no man may buy or sell, save he that is in agreement with them. When you read, I think it's just a rock. I think it's just a rock where it spoke about the Romans. If you were in agreement with them or a confederate with them, they would support you. Okay. I gotta. It escapes me where it's at.
Right.
But it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Come on.
Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. They say 666, but we understand what the mark, the number, okay, and the name of the beast is. But it's all about trade. That's the point. It's all about trade, economics. What are the two things? What gives you power in this current world, this current earth? If you control the economics, what do you control?
Control everything.
The flow of things. Yeah.
If I through my media, through my wine, through my mouth, if I can speak something and it dictates how commerce is controlled, how the minds of the people move and how the minds of the people act, is that not power?
Mm-hmm.
They got that thing from that damn red dragon, that dragon. They got it from them. They have the power to manipulate the minds of the people. Okay? And if you're in agreement with them, you'll flourish. If not, you're the enemy of them. I'm going to show you proof of that. Rebecca, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up how many bombs was dropped in 2019. See, when we think about war, we think about weaponry and things like that. We think about war. We think about what? What comes to mind if you hear war? World War I, World War II. You think about what else you think about? What comes to mind when you hear the word war in regards to this country and other countries?
Vietnam War.
War of Vietnam. Okay. They don't call them wars no more, right? It's Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation this, that, and the third. They don't call them wars no more. Because a war includes two parties stating that they're going to go to war against each other, and then they're fighting against each other. What this power here does, they say, listen, if you don't agree to what we do or what we say, we're gonna do one or two things. We're gonna put embargoes on you, we're gonna starve you out, or we're gonna drop bombs on you. Okay. How many bombs was dropped in 2019, bro? Ain't no war. Think about this. Ain't no war.
So it says 7,423. No. Yeah, 7,423 We
7,000. Think about this: 7,423 bombs dropped. Right? It's no war.
No war.
Why are they dropping bombs? Why are we dropping bombs? There's no war.
Well, check this out. It says slightly higher than the 7,362 drop in 2018.
So they picked it up.
Yeah, they picking it up.
Why are we constantly dropping bombs? Nobody's talking about this. Y'all notice this is not the topic of discussion on the news?
That's just in one country.
That's just one country?
That's just Afghanistan. Just as one country.
So we dropped 7,000 and change in Afghanistan
That's
alone?
That's in one country.
Can we get a collective?
Probably tough to find, but yeah.
Of course it's gonna be tough to find. I don't want you to get that information.
Yeah.
Think about this. That's almost 8,000 bombs in one place.
One place.
8,000 bombs in one place. Now think about everywhere else that they are dropping bombs. Why, if it's not a war? They got to beat you to submission. What we got? We got any more?
Yeah, that's the number released. Yeah, that's the number that's released. I'm pretty sure we could do a little bit more digging, and it's somewhere.
I want to get them numbers. We don't got to get them now. Y'all, matter of fact, y'all online, y'all get these numbers. Why is it not a war, but we dropping 8,000 bombs in one place? You know, bombs, they ain't got no name on it. They talk about black on black or brown on brown or black on brown crime. They dropping bombs. Come on, man. They hitting men, women, children, dogs, cats, parakeets. They killing everything. All to beat this earth into submission. That's why the scripture was like, who can go to war against them? Hey, listen, step outside of CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and all them other things, man. You need to watch the news outlets in other countries where those bombs are being dropped at.
I have 2017 numbers. In 2017, they dropped 26,171 bombs.
26,000 bombs. No war.
Yeah.
Is it a war?
No.
Is it a war I'm missing out on?
No.
Because I got some badges. I ain't getting no war badges. I got operational badges.
Right.
Why is this? Why you think this is, Uzziah?
Ask the question again.
Why you think they dropping all these bombs over there? So we showing comparisons. And then we put the revelation to show that it's about trade, it's about buying and selling, just to solidify the understanding that Habakkuk brought forth in regards to the stocks, how drastic of a drop it was. Why are they dropping all these bombs? There's no war.
Something being taken somewhere.
So what are they doing? They're beating the earth into submission.
Yeah.
That's why when we read the Revelation, it said, who can war against them? Nobody. They're like, nobody. Who else is dropping 26,000 bombs in a year? What other nation is doing that?
None.
So I want y'all to understand something about weaponry. So you have straight bombs, you have straight missiles, things of that nature. Then you have chemical weapons, chemical warfare. It's just, if y'all haven't heard about it, Google it. It's something called chemical warfare, where they will use different chemical agents to drop on people and kill them. Okay, I'm fully convinced this corona it could be a chemical agent dropped in different locations to kill you. Okay, it's as simple as that. How people gonna predict it? It's in books it's in like fictional books. They're predicting everything that's going on right now. Absolute fiction. Come on, man. It's no mistaken. It's no coincidence. All right, but we understand. We understand that the Most High is the power behind it all. They can't move until He say so. Give me that in Isaiah. Go to Isaiah 50. I'm done after this. I'm done after this. Give me Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54. And read verse 16, bro.
Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth.
Oh. The Lord created who?
The smith.
So the smith does what? He fashions and makes weapons. I created him. That's what the Lord said. Come on.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
So the waster is going to destroy using the creation of the smith. Okay? They're gonna destroy using the creation of the smith. So the things that the smith forms, the waster gonna use. Who's the waster on this earth right now? Who dropping 26,000 bombs everywhere else? Who's wasting the earth?
Mm-hmm.
But watch this. Read the next verse.
Verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
No weapon. No weapon. What's the not element? No weapons. No the word I used earlier. I can't think, man. I'm drawing the blank. It's all right. No weapons, no armament, none of that is nothing formed against us is gonna prosper. That us is the righteous of Israel. Okay, read.
And no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And
So no weapon, whether it be physical bomb or chemical weapon, any of that. Nothing formed. So it's created. Think about what's saying, what this verse is saying. No weapon formed. These things are created by who? The smith. To be used by the waster. Whether it's chemical, whether it's regular bullets, regular armament, regular missiles. None of that garbage. It says what? No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Read on.
And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me, saith the
This
Lord.
is our heritage. Did y'all understand that? This is the heritage and the righteousness of our Lord. Do y'all understand this is our heritage? Listen, everything that was created to be against us, Planned Parenthood, rigorous work in the book of Exodus, okay, captivity, all those things that was formed against us ain't prosper. Because what happens when we go through those things? What happens when we go through captivities? What happens when we go through rigorous work? When we go through strenuous works in the field, cotton fields, stuff like that, sugarcane fields, we get stronger and we have more children. So our nation grows. We get listen, when we're oppressed, one good thing about being oppressed together is that that common unity that we have amongst each other, because we all together. Now we're disjointed. We're not together. Think about it. Coming out of slavery, what happened? We flourished. Why? Because there was everybody against us. We need that. They think it's for our detriment. That's for our benefit. We need everybody against us. We need sicknesses to come up against the world so everybody can be afraid and push us together. All these things work collectively to bring us to where we need to be as a nation. They think they're doing us dirt, but the Most High, he's doing it for our benefit, for our greatness, our betterment. Okay? No weapon, nothing formed, meaning created. LGBT, that's created. That's created to be anti-lifestyle, to kill you. To kill you. If all the men were with men, all the women were with women, we would cease to exist. That's a creation. That's a weapon that's formed against you. What you see, what you learn on a day-to-day, guess what? That's a weapon formed against you. What you learn in school is a weapon formed against you. It shall not prosper. Why? Because we're going to relearn the understanding of the Most High God. Because guess what? We're going to learn what our heritage really is. Read our heritage again, brother.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. And
This is what? So righteous judgment gonna come against them bastards that speaking against us, that created those weapons against us. That's our heritage.
Yes, sir. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the
And
Lord.
their righteousness is of who? Of the Lord. So this is talking about the righteousness of who? Of Israel. They ain't talking about nobody else. So our heritage is built through what? Through righteousness. We think our heritage is wearing fringes and putting a beard on. Oh, we got to return back to our heritage. Return back to righteousness. That's how you get your damn heritage.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's obtained, by keeping of the commandments. And then righteous judgment to be brought forth against those that open a damn mouth, those that try to create all this evil and wicked. It's really against us. We think it's against China. No, it's really against us. Let's put this out there to kill them. Everything revolves around the children of Israel. That's what I want y'all to understand. Everything revolves around us. Every motive, every think tank, every outcome, every device, all that, every weapon is against us. You listen, I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, the Palestinians are fighting against the Israelis. Is that about us?
Everything's about us.
The Palestinians, think of what I'm saying. The Palestinians is fighting the Israelis. Is that about us?
Everything's about us. They want to control Israel. They want to control the land. So that's about us. Everything's about us.
They want to control the land, right?
Yeah.
Think about this. The land of Russia. Whose land is that? The land of Russia. How about Europe?
Yeah, Europe. Yeah.
Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
All these places on this damn earth. It's ours.
Yeah, ours.
Oh, that's ours.
Wherever this all our foot treaded, it's ours.
So every nation have a vested interest in doing what? Keeping us from what's ours.
Yeah.
Think about, I want that to sink in for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So you see something random, you see some random stuff on the damn news, you think it ain't got a damn thing to do with you. Guess what? It does.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has something to do with you. There's nothing that happens on this earth that ain't got nothing to do with you, because this earth was created for you. So when we're looking at news and all this other, it's about you. Why are they doing this? Let me see. Why is this wasting everybody? Why are they killing everything? Let me see. It's to maintain that power over the earth, so they can continue to what? Oppress us. Everything is about us, man. Don't forget that. Don't forget that in your day-to-day. Understand those things. GMOs was not created. GMOs were not created to to easily make crops and do all this stuff. No, it was created because we were gonna eat our foods defiled. That's just an example. Okay? Don't ever forget that. You're more important. Our people are more important than anything on this doggone earth. Everything that happens on this earth happens because we're here. The sun comes up and gives light because we're here. The moon gives light because we're here. Don't forget that. Okay? So the advent of chemical armament, weaponry that the Smith builds is for our detriment. Okay? Chemical weapons being brought forth, because guess what? It's some diseases that make you sterile. It's some diseases that kill populations. Why you think that exists? What's the population on this earth that everybody wants to get rid of? Us. But the more we oppress, the more we grow. They can't figure that shit out. They're like, what? Scientists, what's going? We gotta figure something out. Where we at? We read verse 17. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Y'all brothers, hey, y'all got something, bro. I got to bring it out.
Just one more. Job chapter 5 and verse 12.
Oh yeah, my brother.
Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
See, we was talking about this earlier, and I brought out that joke, and I could not think about devices. That's the word I was. Remember the word?
Right.
That's the word. For some reason, the devices would not pop in my head. Call it and read it again, bro.
Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty.
So he
that-
he does what?
He disappointeth the devices of the crafty.
So all those devices that are created that we named earlier, Planned Parenthood, chemical weaponry, okay, all those things, the education system, the judicial system, all those things are against you. Y'all believe me? Y'all believe me? Who's the most locked up people on this earth? Those are devices that's against you. I want y'all to really sit down. When y'all get a second, man, y'all sit in y'all house and y'all examine the earth. After you examine yourself, examine what's going on around you. You start to see things like, hold on. Damn, that's against me. Okay, read on.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
No. Read verse 12 again.
Verse 12, Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
So even though they sit and they ponder and create think tanks and they create all these different traps or snares to entangle us with, they're not gonna achieve the outcome that they wanted. Why? Because everything still rolls through the hands of the Most High God. He controls everything. He controls if you live, if you die, if you're sick, if you're healthy, if you're rich, if you're poor. All that's controlled by the Most High God. Okay? It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands can't perform their enterprise. So that they sit and think about stuff and they want to accomplish it, but can't. For example, they want to get rid of us. All right? The so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they've been trying to kill us off for years. It would be so easy for them to take us all on Powhatan Island, Nigger Island, or Guala Guala Island. So make us an island. Be like, hey, all y'all can go. All y'all can go to this island. It's yours. And then press that button and set that damn nuke off. It'd be nice for them to do that. But they can't. They can't do that. It's not in their power to do so. Okay? The Most High controls everything. That's the beauty of understanding the scriptures. It's the beauty of it. And the more we oppress, the more all this wickedness come against us, the more we grow. Read on. Verse 13.
Verse 13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
So he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So the snares or traps that they try to entangle or set for you, he take them in their own stuff. Like when the Ebola. What was the Ebola? What was that? The virus, they said black people couldn't get it. People of color couldn't get it. And then they turn around and they said, as soon as that report came out that we couldn't get it, what happened? They had a cure in 2 days. As soon as it was found out we couldn't get that thing, we couldn't contract it, they said, oh, we done messed up. We done messed up. Go on and roll the cure out. Roll the cure out. We ain't heard nothing else about it. When the last time y'all heard about it? When the last time it was on the news? Don't worry, I'll wait. When the last time we heard about it? We didn't. I'm telling you, man, these people are so damn slick. They are so slick, but we got to be slicker. We got to understand that craftiness. And as long as we stay in righteousness, guess what? We ain't got to worry about it. But we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. We cannot be ignorant of it. We got to watch what's going on around us, man. If you don't watch the news, watch the news. Not for the sake of watching the news. If you don't watch TV, watch TV. Not for the sake of watching TV, but for the sake of watching the craftiness that's going on. Why? So we can edify those that are without, those that don't have the understanding or the eyes to see. All right? It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So the counsel of these forward people are carried headlong, or they fall headlong. What does that mean? It's leading them to their own death, their own destruction. So the traps and things that they're bringing against us is leading to their own demise. That is beautiful. It don't get no more beautiful than that. It don't get no more perfect than that, man. Okay, so that's all I got. All praises. I'm glad you remember that script. Cause I had a brain fart, bro. I was like, man, I said weapons. It was like right there, but I couldn't say devices, man. And it would have led us right to Job. But all praises, bro, in the spirit.
Hey,
In the spirit.
so we got. Let's Michael.
I got anything?
Man, okay. Hey, and that's it. Hey, family. As we wanted to share that with you tonight, little talk about what's going on lately in the news. Do not be alarmed. Do not be let's just get in the spirit if we're not in the spirit, and once we get there, let's remain there. Let's remain there. Let's study ourselves up. That is our duty. Let's study to show ourselves approved, and let's stay in the spirit. Hey, the kingdom is within us. Let's not forget that.
Sister Shema, she said, I was told by an officer at a school that we can't watch movies, play cards, etc. on the Sabbath. Can you please explain Isaiah 58:13? Isn't our pleasures buying, selling, cooking, and working? Yes, your pleasure is profaning the Sabbath. Buying, cooking, working, selling, exercising, things of that nature. Breaking the Sabbath or defiling the Sabbath. That's the pleasures that it's talking about. Now, is it a law against watching a movie on the Sabbath? Is it a law against playing the game on the Sabbath? I mean, if it's a game like you in the back playing football, we got to talk. Or if you throwing the ball, you laying the ball up, we got to talk. But where there's no law, there's no sin. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, they can say what they, the officer can say, or whomever can say what they want. But did he bring you forth a law? Because your pleasure is actually defiling the Sabbath, because your pleasures would go against the righteousness of the commandments. Okay, so it would only make sense that that's talking about defiling the Sabbath. Enjoy yourself. Hell, make a game about the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Play biblical Monopoly, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, do what you want to do. As long as you're keeping the Sabbath, nobody can say nothing. They can't say a damn thing about what you're doing. As long as you're observing the Sabbath.
Yep.
And it's very specific as to what you can do. No buying, no selling, no cooking, no servile work. It don't say no tongue. It don't say no spades. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Any of that. I mean, if you can show me a scripture where it tells me I can't, I can't watch a movie. I mean, if that's the case, you can't watch a street teaching. You can't watch class.
Right.
Like, that don't make sense. I'm tired of niggas perverting the scriptures, man. I'm tired of that. Like, come on now. We've come to a point now with our understanding that it's like some things you just gotta give it up. Just stop. Just stop. It's like it's old. He won't give a scripture. You don't have a scripture. They're robots. No, playing game. No. They won't give you no scripture. They're robots. Oh, come on, man. Sis, they're robots. Keep the Sabbath. Enjoy yourself on the Lord's Sabbath. Okay, long as you ain't cooking, long as you ain't buying and selling, long as you ain't doing no servile work. That's what the scriptures say, right?
Right.
Chill at the house. Congregate amongst the brothers and sisters, and enjoy yourself. The Sabbath should not be a burden. It shouldn't be like a daggone death memorial or something like that. You should have fun. Have fun. You sitting there like y'all about to bury somebody. Let me sit here. Let me put on all black. Lord, hear my prayer. They used to have movie nights on Shabbat. That don't make sense. Yeah, it's hypocritical sometimes, the things that people say and things that they do. All right. If the Sabbath is Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, and you are observing the Sabbath, nobody can question you. There's no judge there. You keeping the Sabbath. What the hell? I'm gonna tell you. That's the issue. That's being Lord over the flock of God's heritage. That's one of the main issues there. You telling somebody what to do, when to do, how to do, to whom they can do it with. I'm not your father. I'm not your keeper. Hey, we're to help guide you in the scriptures. But guess what? At the end of the day, you do whatever the I'm just playing. Hey, we keep the commandments. Let's keep the commandments. As long as it's in righteousness, you do. Hey, do with it what you please. And I'm finna tell you now. Hold on. What's that in the background? You watching Life? Nigga, you watching Life? Cut that Life off. That's how they be. Is that Coming to America, nigga? You watching Coming to America? You demoted. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Enjoy your Sabbath. Have a good time, y'all. You about to say something, Biz Zion?
Nah, I was just saying, I know when we started this walk, we had someone look at us crazy because it was Saturday night. It was after the Sabbath. And we had, went out to listen to a live band, and they was making us feel like we were doing something wrong.
Well, I like me some jazz.
They probably hating they couldn't buy the tickets. Damn, I couldn't go to the live band. Hold on, what you doing going to the live band after the Sabbath? Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, if the Sabbath is over, what can I say to you? If you want to go buy you a sandwich, the Sabbath is done. What the hell? What am I talking about? That's that power. That's that power hungriness right there, where brothers want to be Lord over you to the point where they even tell you who the hell you can talk to. How you gonna tell me, a grown ass man, who I can talk to? Does that make sense? How you gonna tell me? This is my damn phone. I pay the bill for this phone. You gonna tell me who I can talk to? That's crazy, man. If you relinquish your manliness, remember the scripture in Sirach, it says, give no man, woman, wife, children power over you. Once you relinquish that power, you might as well castrate yourself, cut yourself off. You're not a man no more. Now you're a son. I just sonned you. If I could come in your house and tell you what to do in your house outside of the scriptures, I've sonned you. Come on, man. I know these scriptures. I'm a grown man, bro. I digress. Let me see. Yeah, moving that. Yeah. All praise. I don't see no more questions.
They need to know they get castrated. They can't get into the kingdom now. They get castrated. They can't get in the kingdom.
Hey, you can repent. You can repent from that thing now. You can repent from a lot of things now. Back then, back then you couldn't enter into the temple if you had a flat nose. Yeah, your stones messed up, your nose, any of that stuff, man. You couldn't enter into the temple, so you couldn't atone for your sins. But now, since Christ, we can atone for those things. You know what I'm saying? So all praise for that. But hey, don't get nobody power over you. You know, not even for people be starstruck and all this. No, You reserve the power over your spirit for yourself. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the Most High ain't gonna question you about what the other man did. He gonna question you about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that. All right, we got anything else? Anything else? No, I don't see anything else. All right, fam, we getting off this thing. We'll see y'all, Lord's will. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Later on.
Later on.
We'll see y'all later on. We'll see y'all later on. This brother here.
Yeah, my technical brother.
Hey, we'll see y'all later on, man. This will be the Lord's will. Life lasts. We'll see y'all later.
All right, family. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all later. We'll see y'all later. We'll
see y'all later. Thanks, Mike. We'll see y'all later. Shalom.
Shalom, family. Peace and blessings.
Shalom, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Let your